Hello everyone, Holiday Wither here, and welcome back to another episode of West of Loathing. In the last episode, we managed to arrive at Boring Springs and started our adventure out west. And today we are going to go, apparently play on our knees, we are going to go and rescue the Hostler's horses from several locations he has delivered to us. But actually, before we do this, we need to go give our friend Cactus Bill the newspaper we found, and you will find out why in a minute. Did you bring me something to read? Give him the newspaper. Give him the newspaper you found in the basement of the saloon. Much obliged, partner. Now let's see here, what can I do to return the favor? Oh, I know, my shovel. I left it behind at the Ore Hill Mine. It's yours if you go get it. I'm sure you'll find a use for it. Thank him. Behind the outhouse at the Ore Hill Mine. Got it. Thanks, Bill. Don't mention it. Now, if you could just kinda stick that newspaper to my face before you leave, stick the newspaper to him. And there he goes, reading the newspaper. Now we can open our inventory, no, our map. Go to Ore Hill Mine, and we should be able to get the shovel. So there's still some meat in this cart. So we got 50 meat there, another mug. Anything of value, another minecart. We got an unrefined meat nugget. So we got some TNT and an elevator. The mechanism is labeled Cargo Elevator Control. Poster on the wall behind Reed. Level 1, blasting cap storage. Level 2, plungers, both kinds, and tools. Well, let's go to level 1, shall we? And we have some crates, all labeled blasting caps. Period is part of the label. That's why it's inside the quotes like that. Well, let's grab one. Dang it, looks like you're gonna need a crowbar. Well, let's see if there's any in our toolbar section. Maybe there'll be some in there. It's toolbox, but it's locked. Well, let's pick it, and we got a crowbar. Now we can go back to level 1 and get ourselves the blasting cap. We probably open one of the crates and get a blasting cap. Level 2, which is plungers. And we should get ourselves some plungers. Plungers! The sign lied though, there's only one kind. So now we can hook this up. Hook up the plunger. And press the plunger. Whoops, we need to add a blasting cap. Boom! Well, it looks like we found some more meat and a silver nugget, and we found the dark horse. Hey there, girl. It's okay, I'm a friend. Winnie. The horse shies away from you, though in this case it's more like crippling and introverted away from you. Okay. Reassure her. Aw, come on, don't be like that. Look, I brought some oats for you. They aren't poison or anything. In retrospect, I guess that wasn't a very comforting thing to say. Feed her the oats. You take a handful of oats out of the bag and hold them up to her. Here you go. Yum yum. She sidles away from you warily and makes a surprisingly good attempt at hiding in her own shadow. Come on, please. Pat her on the nose. As you reach out to pat her on the nose, the horse ducks and steps further back into the shadows. Aw, come on. Nay. Eat the oats yourself. Look, they're fine, okay? See? You take a handful from the bag and toss them into your mouth. Ouch. It's like the roughest, blandest cereal you've ever eaten. Still, it's better than dry cat food. Don't ask. You smile to show the horse that you're fine, and realize that you've unconsciously turned around and walked out of the door. Geez, these are powerful. The horse looks at you warily as you re-enter with a cheerful wave. See, perfectly fine. Feed her the oats. Pat her on the nose. Oh, the horse hunches her shoulders and seems to shrink slightly as you pat her nose, but she doesn't actually flee, so that's something. There's a good girl. Winnie, feed her the oats. The horse finally seems relaxed enough around you, so you hand her a handful of oats. Warily, begrudgingly, she eats them. Then she gestures at something behind you. You turn around to look, but don't see anything. When you turn back, she's gone. Well, okay then. So that's all we need here. So let's go to Thousand Snakes Gulch. And the snake looks sleepy, but not that sleepy. Do we have to? Well, apparently we have to attack it. We can use our hot damage, since that's 10. So So this should instantly kill it. Victory. So now we got some glamour, which glamour is your appreciation of the finer things in life. As it increases, you'll be able to consume more cocktails and you'll be able to afford them. 20% to meat gains, 5% to item finding bonuses, and 1 liver capacity. Yay! Another snake? Well, I guess it's not called one snake gulch. That is 15, so let's use our fire first. There we go. And now we are poisoned, but let's just shoot the snake and we should win. You made short work of that long snake, and this snake looked really angry. You're gonna need every trick in the book to beat this one. I'm good at tricks. Oh, this one's quick. Well, let's use our Lava Fava Beam. So that should do 9 damage. Since it's faster than us, it has more moxie, so that's why it's faster, I think. Well, one of its traits are higher than ours, that's why it's faster. Well, let's use our pistol. And on the next turn, we should be able to beat it. Yep, there we go. Victory. Nice work. If the whole cowboy thing doesn't work out, you could always get a job at a snake exterminator. Now we got grit. The extent at which you are truly gritty, the higher it is, the tougher you'll be. 30 maximum HP in one stomach, and pain tolerancy. The horse has gone snake crazy. Maybe he was some kind of other crazy before. Approach him. Hey there, fella. I'm a friend, okay? It's alright. Be cool. Don't freak out on me. Winnie? Look him in the eye. You calmly look the horse in the eye. One of them is fixed in a glassy 1,000-yard stare, and the other is revolving madly in its socket like he's thinking of trying to escape in every direction simultaneously. He looks to be calming down, a little now that it's clear that you aren't actually made of spiders, though. Pat his nose. You carefully and gently pat the horse's nose. He twitches a bit, okay, a lot, but seems to recognize that you aren't going to eat his eyes or suck out his soul or whatever madness is bouncing around in that skull of his. That's a good boy. Feed him the oats. Are you hungry, boy? Got a little treat for you. You feed the horse some of the homing oats, and it gallops away with a whinny. Or rather, a whinny. Hopefully he's headed home and not into the 12th dimension. Okay. Anything back here? Nope. So let's go to the map and go to the Boring Springs Boneyard. Our founder, Zebediah Boring. He was actually a really interesting guy. So another mug, which we can grab if I can grab it. Benjamin Crockett. He showed up way too early. Beauregard Skeleton Captain, 3rd Cavalry. Dig up his grave. Let's see here. This will not end our turn, but it uses AP, and we only have 1 AP at this moment. So let's use that to get a little close to half his health done. We will then shoot him, and just keep shooting him. And he should be dead after this. Yep, there we go. You put a stop to the Captain Skeleton's unnatural animation. So we got some Moxie, you got some Moxie, kid. And this is how much of it. Moxie affects how much damage you do when shooting and how much damage you get when getting shot. We got an old cavalry saber and a gold tooth. Now, I know this is better than our broken board, so let's switch it out. And we got another skeleton. A skeleton. You're not getting past without a scuffle. A scuffle it is. So let's see. This one's only 10, so we can easily defeat it with 1 of our Lava Fava beans. There we go. And there's the ghost horse, but back here we have some graves. Timothy Cochran, Elizabeth Cochran, and Silas Cochran. And if you don't remember, these are to the girl who is drinking at the bar. Your pulse quickens as you get near the spooky translucent horse. Approach her. You approach the weird semi-transparent horse cautiously so as not to startle her, but you quickly come to realization that this is not a horse that startles easily. Hello there. Hi, I'm a friend, okay? Nay. That's a little strange. How did you do that without opening your mouth? Pat her on the nose. You pat the horse's nose, which is very cold. If you were going to ride her, you would want an extra saddle blanket to keep your butt from freezing. Feed her the oats. Here you go, girl. Have some oats. You hold out a handful of oats for the horse, but she just sort of stares right through you. Brr. Please don't look at me like that. Pat her on the nose again. Yep, still cold. Pat her again. Try the oats again. You hold out the oats again, but the horse continues to ignore them. What's the matter? Are they not spooky enough? I'm not sure how to make oats spooky. I guess I could put some bone meal on them, but I don't have anything handy to grind up bones. Grave dirt? Winnie! Is that a yes? Weird. Okay. Add some grave dirt to the oats. You sprinkle the oats with just a little bit of grave dirt and hold them out again. The horse gazes expressionlessly at them, then eats them. Nay. And with that, she glides away into the direction of town. Bizarre. And with that, we now have all the horses. Before we go into the BS horsery, well, actually, I guess we could. We can also dig up some of this horse manure and get some manure. We got some gumption, which is the getting done. So let's keep getting all this. And there's a pile here, so another mug. And let's trade. I know we can actually trade some dynamite for a needle. And that's all. So now we have some dynamite, so if we want to use some dynamite, we can. Let's go into the BS horsery and talk to the hostler. I don't know how you spotted or hiding that mine, but thanks for sending back my dark horse. Sure thing. Looks like my pale horse made it back safe. Thanks for your help. Anytime. Thanks for finding my crazy horse. He was eating loco weed again, wasn't he? Not that I noticed. That's all of them. I can't thank you enough. Here's a little extra for you. Thanks. Afternoon, sir. What can I do for you? You said something about an injury. Yeah, I busted my knee when walking out the showroom. Don't ask how, it's embarrassing. I was gonna ask Doc Alice to have a look at it, but she gave up doctoring. Why'd she do that? Nobody knows. She just shut herself up in the office. Said she wouldn't talk to anyone except Nurse Whiskey. Is that an actual nurse, or... I'm pretty sure she was just being sarcastic. I see. Well, we actually did get a bottle called, quote, Nurse Whiskey, so we could use that. And can you sell me a horse? Sure thing. I should warn you, though, horses get mighty attached to their riders. Once you bought one, you won't be able to change your mind. Which one are you interested in? Well, since it is October at the time of recording this, let's go with the spooky pale one. Good choice. That's a good horse, if you like that sort of thing. I'll sell her for 1,000 meat. What sort of thing? You know, spooky stuff. Spooky stuff? I don't want to get into particulars. Let's just say she sets a certain tone. Ooh, mysterious. I'll take her. Thanks. Here's the keys. Ride safe. Give her a name. So it's spooky. And it is Halloween. So I'm gonna name it Zero, after Zero the ghost dog from The Nightmare Before Christmas. Are you sure you want to name your horse Zero? Yes. Alright then. Zero the horse. It's got a nice ring to it. Oh, and I almost forgot. Free with every horse comes a complimentary map. Southeast-west map. This is ostensibly a map, though it's mostly blank. Looks like you have to fill the bulk of it yourself. Okay. Now, let's go back in the bar and talk to this girl. The woman glares at you. Are you Susie Cochran? How'd you know my last name? I saw it in the graves in the cemetery. I'm sorry for your loss. Susie scowls bitterly and mutters into her whiskey. I saw it happen. I saw the whole dang thing happen and couldn't do nothing about it. The bartender said it was cows? Cows, right. I don't know what thing they are, but they ain't cows not anymore. What happened? It was a raid. See, Ma and Pa used to ranch cattle back before they came home. Pa didn't make it, but Ma and I managed to rebuild. We raised pigs instead, and she left me the place when she passed. Go on. Well, I guess the passing herd sniffed out that it used to be a cow ranch, and they attacked. A couple days ago, happened to be so fast I didn't have time to get my rifle out of the gun safe. Cows smashed the front door, and a bizarre fire started out back. By the root cellar, our house went up in blazes just like that. What did you do? Wasn't anything I could do. Couldn't get upstairs to the kids because of the fire. And I saw Tim trampled right in front of me. I guess She drains her glass. I ain't want to talk about it no more. Sorry. She refills her mug from a bottle on the bar and doesn't reply. What will you do now? Head west, I suppose. Nothing keeping me here. No desire to stay. Can't leave without my rifle, though. Why not? It was Ma's rifle. That's all I got left of anybody. Where is it? Left it at the ranch like a dang fool. Listen, can I ask you a favor? I need someone to go get it for me. Yeah, I'll go get it. After all, she just witnessed some things, and it'd probably be bad for her to go back. So let's go back to the Cochran Ranch. And let's see. What did this say? Susie's ranch burned. I hear a cow. The outhouse is the only thing standing. Something behind this door is making some pretty awful noises. Go through it anyway. We have, in the middle of fixing a knife, a varmint skin knife. We have the pies, we're not safe. This thing looks angry. You're not gonna make it to the safe without dealing with it. Deal with it. So we have a pyrobove. Let's use our... And let's just use our dynamite, shall we? There we go. And now we can get the gun. Susie's gun. We can now go into our map. Go back to the town of Boring Springs. And give this to Susie. You found my rifle yet, stranger? Yep, here it is. Susie's eyes well up with tears as you hand her the rifle, and she roughly scrubs her sleeve across her face before any of them spills over. Thanks, stranger. I didn't catch your name. I'm Holiday. Thanks, Holiday. Can't rightly say what this means to me. She looks at the rifle for a long moment, then looks back up at you. She sighs. Well, that's enough wallow in misery. Thanks for me. Time for me to hit the road. If you want me to tag along when you head west, just say the word. Sounds good, Susie. Now, another thing we need to do is go talk to Doc Alice and offer her some whiskey. Whiskey delivery for you, Doc. What brand? Nurse whiskey. Your favorite, I'm led to believe. Didn't know she made house calls. Alright, hold on. You hear a rattle, she unlocks the door. Enter the house. Well, first off, I'm alarmed that there is TNT right to the next to the fire. But let's talk to her. Doc Alice looks about to be in her 50s. Her hair is graying and her face is lined, but her eyes are still clear and sharp, if bloodshot. She holds out her hand. Whiskey. Stat. Okay, here it is. She cracks open the whiskey and fills a small flask she takes out of her pocket. She puts the flask back in her pocket and starts chugging out of the bottle. Geez, Doc, that doesn't seem healthy. Who's the doctor? Me or you? Alright, point taken. Doc continues to pour whiskey down her neck, occasionally stopping to breathe. Is everything alright? That depends on how fast I can get this whiskey into my bloodstream compared to how fast my liver filters it out. And I can't talk and drink at the same time, so... She glares at you meaningfully. So what's up? I mean, what's the matter, Doc? What's the matter? The whole world's gone to hell in a house caught, and you ask me what's the matter? Bandits, cows, demons, dead man walking? Why don't you go ahead and pick one and I'll drink to that. Dead man walking? You haven't seen it? Corpses and skeletons staggering around like puppets with their strings cut, looking to take a bite out of the living. Oh yeah, there was a skeleton in the cemetery. Oh, it's nice to see some confirmation outside that I'm not losing my dang mind. But how is that even possible? It isn't possible. It goes against everything I know about medicine. Dead patients don't get back up. Patients? Oh. Ouch. Doc Alice turns away, grimacing. Every doctor loses one now and again. You never get used to it, but, well, it happens. But what doesn't happen is then coming back afterwards and looking for revenge. That must be pretty rough. Rough, buddy. I don't think you'll comprehend the situation. It's not just patients. It's neighbors, friends, husbands. Oh, indeed. She turns away from you and focuses her attention back on the bottle. Sighs exasperatedly. What now? Do you have any idea what's causing the resurrections? Well, I heard a rumor. A rumor? What is it? It's when you get incomplete information from an unverified source. Anyway, what I heard is that there's a fella out west that's causing it. A necromancer, they call him. Supposedly he's sending magic out in the world somehow. Magic like the Beanslingers use? I never had any Beanslingers raising the dead, have you? Her scowl deepens. That'd be one hell of a can of beans. Well, I guess she's right. Hey, Doc, can I look at your books? Sure, if you want. Not that they're gonna do much for you in this doom-forsaken hellhole. You should try being less cheerful, Doc. Check out the books. The one that's really interesting, though, is the Goblinoid Tongues, a primer. You start flipping through the goblin language. It's confusing at first, but eventually you get so engrossed that by the time you take a break from reading, several blurfs have passed, and you know that blurf is the goblin word for hours. You learn to speak goblin, sort of. Communicate with goblins. Make like a tree and leaf. We can now preen a little. And I guess that's everything. About that necromancer. Musing he exists. What about him? Well, maybe someone ought to try and stop him. Doc Alice gives you a sharp look. You? Because I know you ain't talking about me. Why not you? A gray-haired old woman that knows as much about fighting as squirrel nose surgery. Did you hit your head on a bar stool, kid? You aren't that old. And if I were gonna pick someone to go up against a necromancer, it'd be someone who already knows about death, but in a scientific way. A doctor, right? Doc Alice stares hard at you and takes a swig from her bottle, saying nothing. And it sounds to me like you've got plenty of motivation to get the job done. For your friend and everyone. She continues to look at you. You can see her gears turning in her head. It beats doing nothing anyways. Beats locking yourself in a house full of TNT and drinking yourself to death. You aren't even doing any doctoring anymore. She winces and looks away. Then she shakes her head slowly. You seriously expect me to ride out west by myself chasing a rumor? Doesn't have to be by yourself. I'm heading west too. Tag along with me and maybe we can find the guy and put a stop to him. It's crazy. Impossible. Impossible like raising the dead is impossible. Alice crosses her arms and regards you thoughtfully. Spark slowly brightens in her eyes. Alright, kid. What the hell? Let's give it a shot. Cool. Well, I think I'm gonna take her along with me. And the reason being is because the necromancer is the one that brought back the cows. Yeah, we could take Susie. But who's the main person that's raising the dead? So let's return that. And I think it's time for us to head to Boring Spring, Dirtwater. But let's check. Anything we can sell. Sell. Actually, yes, there is something we can sell. If we go in, we can talk to Crazy Pete. What do you say, Pete? Oh, me? Why, heck, I say all kinds of things. For instance, I've been minding these rhymes longer than a whistle. Says a wicked saloon Jimmy can dance a hornpipe. Uh-huh. Pete takes a swig of whiskey. Pete notices the nugget of silver you found earlier. I'll take that old silver nugget off your hands if you like. Give you 81 meat for it. Sell him the nugget. Fine and dandy. I can also you seem like you ain't got used that refined, so I can buy 37.73. Pleasure doing business. Listen, kid, all that stuff I've been buying from you. You've been spending time underground, ain't ya? Well, you listen to old Pete's advice. You stay out of Whole Hill if you know what's good for you. There's stuff down there on the 40th level that ain't worth messing with. For a fellow that wants to keep his eyes. Get your meaning. Not sure what I do, but thanks. Well, he actually does make sense. If we take a trip back to Ore Hill Mine, we will notice that there is something different. You suddenly remember that weird thing Pete said about level 40. Is that a real thing? Where do you want to send the level cargo? 40. It does exist, ladies and gentlemen. And inside it's a black chest. A wave of nausea hits you as you slide the heavy lid off the chest. Inside there is a hat. It looks evil, and not in an abstract way. It has eyes, and they look like the eyes of a murderer. And it has teeth, which look like the eyes of an animal, which would be a murderer if animals understood the concept of murder. Now we are going to leave this alone. This object is a hat, which makes the game even harder than it normally is. So if you want to take a trip down Hardville, I'd advise using that. But I think it's time we set out to Dirtwater. Once you leave Boring Springs, you won't be able to come back. Any unfinished business you got will forever remain unfinished. Are you sure you're ready to leave? Yep. Alrighty then, you probably horsed and ready to start your new life in the West. All you need is a partner, somebody to share the trail with, somebody you can rely on for emotional and combat support. Who will you take? Well, I think we're gonna take Doc Alice. You knock on Alice's door and tell her it's time to go. Hit the trail. Oh, one last thing before you go. Up until this point, I've been automatically spending your experience. I'm happy to keep doing it, and I promise to give you a nice, well-rounded experience. Shall I keep it up, or would you prefer to decide for yourself where you get XP spent? You can always change this later. I think I'm going to start spending it manually. Okay, you now have the option of turning yourself into some kind of unbalanced weirdo if you want. Open your character screen when you want to spend experience. Check your map. You consult the southeast-west map the hostler gave you. It only lists two things: the town of Dirtwater and the Manifest Destiny Railroad Company's westernmost camp. Let's head for Dirtwater. Day 1, the first day of the rest of your life. But I think we're gonna end this episode off here, everyone. So this is Holiday Wither signing off. Hope you've enjoyed another episode of West of Loathing, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Have a nice day.